YCW scores Rosebud 15, Sereno 52. Seaford 21, Frankston 48. Oh, to YouTube. You're on streaming YouTube now.
When have you last been out of the top 5, Kev?
I don't think I've ever been in the top 5, to be honest.
She won 7 of the last 8 flags.
Seaford 20.
Give me reasons to doubt, try to keep me down, but I'll put the flame out, you can't get to me. Throw your sticks and your stones, go break all of my bones, you won't ache my soul.
Little score check?
Yeah, take it away.
Okay. 3-point lead at half time for the Frankston YCW Stonecats, 5-7-37, and they lead Bomb Beach 5-4-34. Checking the other half-time scores in First Division. Might be a couple of upsets today. Won't be between Sorrento and Rosebud at Rosebud. A 37-point lead to the league leader Sorrento, 52-15. The Bombers are leading Seaford by 27 points. And should YCW go down today, the Bombers will find themselves in the top 5. The big upset is Mornington and Edith Vale Aspendale. It's a 20-point lead for the Bulldogs, one of the bottom teams, and Simon Goosey's men playing well, 5-5-35, and Edith Vale Aspendale 2-3-15. And Mount Eliza had a big opportunity to beat Sorrento last week, weren't able to do it, and Pines lead them by 10 points at half-time at home, 36 place 26 in the second division. The top 8 are playing each other, the bottom 4 are playing each other. It's all square between the 11th and 12th place teams. Crib Point 22, Tyab 22. Big upset on the cards, and Lang Warren are giving themselves every chance of being in finals contention. They've been described as underachieving a bit, certainly by one of our panellists on our football show on GameFace in Chris Holcomb, that they really hadn't performed as well as they should have a few weeks ago. And since then, they've been roared into action. The Kangaroos, they lead Coringal by 23 points, and should they win and Hastings lose, and that's a possibility at the moment as they trail Rye by 4 goals, although Rye's Achilles heel is their last quarter. They tend to fall away a bit, but we were down there on Thursday night, Kev, and it was a terrific atmosphere down there, and we had a chat to Mick O'Rourke and Josh Moore, the coach, and they were really trying to fire themselves up for that. They had a lot of their past players coming in from their reserves and senior premiership teams of years gone by, and this was a match that they needed to win after losing 4 in a row, and they lead Hastings 59-35 at half-time. Red Hill, the informed team of the comp, they lead Chelsea by 20 points, 34-14, and Somerville taking it up to Dramana, but Dramana do seem to find a way, 32-27, and Drew Petrie lining up for Pearsdale today. I haven't seen it as much this year as past years where retired AFL players are coming out and playing cameo matches, and Pearsdale lead Devon Meadows by 9 points, 32-23.
Yeah, I think it's real fantastic when AFL players come back to local clubs, whether it be their local club that they played for or a one-off game. But I think it's fantastic. I remember when Frankston Bombers played. I forgot who they played, but they played on Good Friday, and they had Brendan Favola down at Frankston Park, and I went down there, and seriously, every man and his dog that I've ever met.
Really?
Yeah, it was down there. It was fantastic. So, Pearsdale had Barry Hall last year, drew a big crowd. So, I'd imagine there would be a big crowd down there with Drew Petrie.
Well, I remember Myrtleford played Yarrawonga. It ended up being a home game. It was before he became a permanent player at Yarrawonga for Vola. And Myrtleford paid him to play because it was their home game, so that their gate would triple. And they said at the end of the day, it was money well spent because they got the money back that they spent on Favola and more.
Yeah, I heard that as well, that Yarrawonga would only pay his home games, and then they were travelling away, they had to pay his fee for him to play. So,
yeah, which was fantastic.
Yeah, I think so. But if they draw the crowd, and I'm sure Brendan Favola would have, the money makes the money back in double. So money well spent.
What do you take into these results so far? I mean, obviously Sorrento too good for Rosebud, the Bombers on top of Seaford, but the big match is Mornington and Edie Asp. I mean, a 20-point lead. That'd be a massive upset for Edie Asp, who just got over the line last week without playing well.
Yeah, that result surprises me. I think that when you're going well and you come against teams that are down the bottom, you can just take your preparation off a couple %, and it really shows out there on game day. I was having breakfast with Warwick Miller, who plays for Mornington, and he said there was a few players back this week, so maybe the players that are back are playing well.
And Mount Eliza could drop 2 in a row and drop back to the pack a bit too if they were to lose to Pines and put Pines in the same position as them, 7 and 5, and the Bombers obviously with a big opportunity to have a win, 7 and 5. So it's a real logjam, and Edie Asp would be 8 and 4, and if you guys don't get over the line today, you'd be 6, 5 and 1. So it's a real battle. Yeah,
no, definitely, it's good. It's exciting. Normally, once you sort of get your top 4, top 5 in the previous years, you sort of know who they're going to be. But there's a real battle this year, and to be honest, I don't know who's going to make the top 5. So I think Pines being an older team and Mount Eliza being a pretty young team, that they might be just putting a bit more pressure on them. But as you know, Mount Eliza, they've got some good forwards, and they can kick goals from anywhere. So it'll be interesting second half for them.
On the GameFace footy show a few weeks ago, we've certainly put the Moz on the second division comp. We thought top 5 done and dusted, cannot change. There was a 10-point break over the rest of the field. Gee, hasn't it changed in the last fortnight? I mean, if Langwarrin get up today and they've got a huge advantage over Kringle by 23 points, they're right back in the mix. They're within a couple of points of Hastings. If Hastings are unable to overhaul Rye, although Rye's issue, as we know, has been their last quarters, but they've got a 4-goal lead down there today. Yeah, it's really exciting for Langwarrin. I know in previous years they haven't been so successful, so I think this is where the 2 divisions really does do good for the league, and has given all their players a chance to play finals. And I'm good mates with their co-coach Blake McCormack, and yes, I'm sure that he would have them raring to go for a big second half of the season. Well, they've been very competitive in a lot of matches, just hadn't found a way, and they played Hastings, and we all thought, Hastings are the sleeping giant. And again, we put the Moz on them because since then they've hardly fired a shot. Red Hill thrashed them last week, and they're under the pump again today. I mean, they're certainly not out of the Rye match. They can score quickly, but they've got a lot of injuries too, which is affecting them. No. Well, I know Langwarrin, they missed a few. They lost a few of the games by only a few points. They drew with Red Hill, I think. So, I think they could be a few spots higher than what they are. And Dramana just need to win some games. So we'll see how we go. The photos continue to be taken by the Peanut Gallery, a couple of important members of the Frankston YCW team. Thanks, boys. Yeah, that's Ryan Santon and Jacob Shefferley, 2 players that will hopefully come back soon. So what does YCW need to do to win this game? I think we need to keep getting the ball forward, and we need to stop giving away 50s. They should know by now that the umpires are red hot on the whistles. Don't buy into anything that Bombeach are doing, and if they blow the whistle, just play to the whistle. 4-2 quarter. Again there with the breeze. The breeze to me, if I look at the gum tree, which we can slightly see outside our commentary box, it's just blowing a little bit more strongly than it has for the rest of the day. So if YCW can use the breeze correctly, they have an opportunity to open up a bit of an advantage going into that final term. But you'd think they'd need a 3-goal lead and then try and protect it and try and play as defensively as they can in the last quarter. So we look forward to this second half. Steve Hughes with his arms folded. Doesn't take any prisoners, as we chatted earlier about the Edith Vale Aspendale situation. He did not care. It's in the rules as far as he's concerned. Second half underway. 37 YCW. Bond Beach 34. Rain might have narrowly beaten Hewlett. They've had a ding-dong struggle all day as makeshift ruckman, or, well, Rain is going to be the number 1 man at YCW now that Ash Eames has retired. So I really can't call him makeshift. I'm being a bit unfair there as they shove it just slightly attacking side of the centre circles for the Stonecats heading to the junior football club end of the ground. Hutchison, the stoppage man, got the hand pass out while being claimed. Another hand pass comes out towards half forward, but they've got the runners if they can control it. They're unable to control it on this occasion, Bond Beach. And now the ball squirts out and there's a shot at goal at right half forward, but missing is Hutchison on the run. It's a behind for the Stonecats and the lead now 4 points, 5-8-38 to 5-4-34. Opening minute, third quarter. GameFace coverage of the Mornington Peninsula Football Netball League First Division match at Bond Beach between the Sharks having their past players' day as they open their new sporting museum, part of their beautiful new social club rooms, one of the best in the competition.
G'day to Matt Lowe up at Port Douglas enjoying a wedding.
And g'day to Matt Lowe, who of course is the president of Bond Beach. He's at Port Douglas having a wedding. I'm sure it's about 25 million degrees warmer up there, Kev.
Oh, I'd love to be up there today for sure. A bit chilly.
Just a bit. Kick in wasn't great for Dennis Lane, but he got a hand on it. Tried to take a slips catch. It's at half forward. Boundary throw in. Hurried kick by the Sharks towards half forward. No mark taken. And that'll go towards the boundary. And you heard them say, well done, Sheldon. And that was Sheldon Price who tried to take the mark for Bond Beach. One of his nicknames, Big Bang. Throw back into play. Tapped down by Rain. And for those that had no idea what that joke meant, my favourite show on television, Big Bang Theory. A couple of years ago, Kev, my kids got me Big Bang Pyjamas, actually, with all of Sheldon's favourite sayings.
Yeah.
Love that show.
He's quite an interesting fellow, Sheldon.
Who, Sheldon from Bond Beach?
Oh, nah,
or Sheldon from the TV show?
From the TV show.
Yeah, he's a very strange cat. I love him, though. Owen Hewlett with the free kick at half back from the ruck contest. Yeah, I'm strange. He'll kick towards the wing. He'll look for someone to mark. Here's our man, Sheldon Price. He's got big thighs on him. He takes the mark. Centering ball is a shocker. Mark nearly taken by LaFontaine, but he grabs it after he dropped the mark. He kicks inside 50. Lockie Street looking to control it. That's got to be a free kick. He was thrown down when he didn't have possession. Dan Hughes dives on the footy to keep it within his team's attacking 50. That was a dreadful decision because he couldn't control it and then got thrown back in the tackle when he was in... Well, when he'd been completely dispossessed. It's thrown up 25 metres out. Stonecats into attack. Looking to kick a goal. Hughes takes them on and did he try and fend them off? He did. And he fended them off illegally and he's not happy. And the umpire's given another 50-metre penalty against the Stonecats and it'll go to Trent Dennis Lane. I mean, that really was unlucky for Dan Hughes.
Very interesting that Lockie Street gets thrown to the ground without the ball, doesn't get a free kick, and they give away dinky free kick 50s like that.
Yeah, ridiculous. Gents received from Dennis Lane, got it wide to Bailey. Bailey kicks his team inside 50. No one can take the mark. Loose ball. Opportunity now for Bond Beach. Kick was smothered. And again, good tackling by YCW, and they get a free kick in the last line of defence. They needed that. And they're under pressure. And this is Credlin. A couple of games with Richmond this year. On the left. Kicks his team towards the wing. No one can take the mark. Off hands. Hughes makes a good contest. Still at half forward for Bond Beach. They escape. Good hand pass, Price. Got the hand pass out again. Held up in a tackle and going nowhere was Justin Bennett. He ran into a dead end inside, attacking 50 for the Sharks. So the pressure's on. They lead by 4 points. YCW, Sharks into attack though. Tap down. No one can get away. Again, players pile on in. And it's just one contest after another. Credlin.
YC just need to lock down here, not get sucked into the sinkhole.
Got on top of Verma. Big fist again. Waiting down McDonald. Kicks his team Bomb Beach towards full forward. Off hands, good play Butland. Got the hand pass out to my lookalike Coughlin. Kicks towards the half-back flank. Hutchison's there. Also LaFontaine, 2-on-2. Handballing in front of himself is Hogan. Then it's socket forward and Vassallo towards the boundary. Makes valuable meterage and they're into their attacking area now, Bomb Beach, in front of the coach Steve Hughes. He'd be quite happy with the way they're playing a 4-point lead as Brad Sykes gets ready to come back on, the club vice president and one of their most influential players here at Shark Park. So it's back into play. He's got Syke for sport, of course. And it's tapped down towards Bailey. Bailey's held up in a two-man tackle for Bond Beach. One of them is Jai Coughlin. We had our footy show during the week and we've got a new lookalike segment. And
I saw
me
that.
Up against Jai Coughlin. I think poor old Jai would be shocked with that, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He's got a bit more hair than I have, Kev.
Not by much though. His hair's thinning out. That was put up straight on the players' page as soon as someone saw that.
I'm sure they would have. I've got a ripper for my boss this week too. An absolute ripper for my boss. It's thrown up at half forward. Now Hewlett was dragged down on the ruck contest because Rain was out of it. Or was the umpire going to ball it up again? He said, get out of the... Is he going to ball it up again? I would have thought that was a free kick to Hewlett.
I thought so as well.
Thrown up. And Hewlett just let Rain win that one. Knocked on by Coughlin again. Ball's in the middle of the ground. No one can get clean possession. Gee, it's just not leaving the middle of Shark Park at the moment. Hughes attacked it hard and then got bumped because he couldn't take it with him. Price tried to take them on for Bond Beach. He's also held up in a tackle right in the middle of the ground and still just one behind scored in the first 6 minutes of this quarter. 5-8-38 YCW. Bond Beach 5-4-34. Must win to stay in the 5 YCW with the Bombers and Pines in good positions in their matches, particularly the Bombers who are in 6th position at the moment. Tap down again. Hand pass comes out from Bailey. They win possession. Good work at the back from Vassallo. Vassallo tried to get it down towards Hogan, who tackles Hughes and then wins it for Bond Beach. He's looking to charge through and again taken in a tackle. And there's going to be a free kick as, Hutchison lost his way then. Just a bit undisciplined at the moment, the Stone Cats. It's not going their way, as it has for so long there is. And Hogan gets the free kick, as there was going to be a ball up in front of our commentary position. Ben Hogan launches to half forward for the Sharks. There's the big fella, young Macklin Rain, takes the mark at half back. He's a lump of a lad, the big fella. He kicks it high towards half forward. LaFontaine's the target, but it drops short. He misread it, and Vassallo takes the mark. He's at half back. He's been pretty solid across half back. And he'll kick Bond Beach down the wing again. He'll look for Bailey. Can't mark it. Devonen got a hand on it. Then the ball is jarred free. Picked up by Verma at Bond Beach. He kicks to half forward. There's a chance now for Price. If he can pick it up, he does. Price handballs to Bailey. Bailey's at half forward. He pops a kick in towards the pocket. But good defensive work again by the reliable defence of YCW. And they take a mark in the last line. And they can clear it again.
That was lucky for YC.
Yeah.
Bond Beach was streaming forward with numbers.
Kick towards the wing, and that was Lovett who took the mark. And then a big pack formed on the wing in front of the Bond Beach dugout, and it's thrown back into play as a pack forms just slightly attacking side of the wing for Bond Beach, who are doing well to bottle this up, stopping Frankston YCW from kicking with the wind, trying to charge through again YCW, and there'll be a free kick. Not sure he had complete control of it, but the free kick will go the way of the Stone Cats, and they're at half back. They'll launch long towards half forward, and the mark is taken comfortably by the Sharks. They kick into the middle of the ground. It was a poking kick. It didn't really find a target. It was from James Manane. It's turned over again by Rain. He kicks high. They're just throwing it on the boot. There's no one there at ground level to take this for YCW. Street's there again. He uses the footy pretty well. He gets it out in the direction of his teammate. He soccers it off the ground, and a goal has been kicked by Hines.
I think that was King.
King it was. It was
yeah.
King, 35. He's kicked the goal off the ground. They, made an absolute meal of that, but they somehow kept it alive. King kicks his third, and his team's got a 10-point lead, 6-8-44 to 5-4-34.
Yeah, well done by Street. Just he's so good under pressure and so composed for a 20-year-old.
So Ben Casey getting ready to come on for Bond Beach, and Todd Cracknell as well.
Todd Cracknell, an ex-YC player, lives around the corner.
10-point lead. Finally kicked the goal with the breeze. Big fist down by Rain. Gee, I thought that was a throw by Vazzalo. Carpenter, a hand pass to Dennis Lane. Kicks out to McDonald. Foot race between him and Coughlin, and it goes to the boundary. McDonald claiming deliberate that he didn't really make an attempt to pick it up, with McDonald hot on his hammer of Coughlin, the skipper, on that occasion. Boundary throw-in. Of course, Coughlin hoisting the Premiership Cup with my co-commentator Kev Lilac last year, and Kev has played in 6 flags at this club. Out injured at the moment as he plies his trade with the Frankston Bombers. He's a school teacher and has a young family. As a busy man, I'm sure he doesn't have a spare moment in the day. Kick towards half forward. Socket forward again by YCW. Bomb Beach with numbers at the back. Again, good pressure, and Shaw's going nowhere in a hurry. And then there's a hurried shot at goal by YCW as they manage to turn it over 30 metres out from the goal. They're attacking at the junior football end of the ground, and that was Lockie Street. He just hit the base of the post with the dribbler.
He did well just to nudge his opponent to the ball carrier and then get a hand on the handball.
11-point lead, 45 to 34. Back into play from the boot of Manane, and then YCW turn it over and kick high and off hands once more.
Could have taken
Keeping Matthew Douglas very, very busy indeed.
That's Lockie Williams, 22.
Who did well with that kick. Kick back in towards the half-back line. No one can take the mark. Here's an opportunity for Rayner waiting down. Lockie Williams was running by, looking to receive the football, but doesn't get it. I think there's going to be a free kick, and the umpire said 50 metres again. Why would that be 50 metres?
I don't know. I thought he got thrown to the ground after the whistle was blown.
Well, we keep asking. We're not going to get the answers. So we probably shouldn't keep asking, should we? Carpenter with the free kick at half-back for Bomb Beach, attacking side of the centre square. Williams tried to smother it, couldn't. Falls to Cracknell. Cracknell floats over the top, and then the handball wasn't great for his teammate in Vassalo. He couldn't take it cleanly. Boundary thrown on the wing as Michael Devonen has a rest, and he gets replaced by Muzarak.
I would have liked to see Cracknell take on Debenham because they're best friends, so it'd be an interesting one.
Well, there'd be no way that the two of them would be going anywhere but 100% as well. Interesting play by Rain out of the ruck. He tried to take them on, and then he had his arm pulled and had the ball in the other hand, and a free kick would go the way of Verma. Yes, there'd be no quarter R still given in that contest. Kick towards half forward. Rain, the big fist. Opportunity now at ground level. Casey goes to ground, and he's held up. Gee, they're doing well here. 10-46 to 5-4-34.
That wind feels like it's starting to pick up a little bit. It'll be handy in the last quarter.
Will be. Fist down again. Here's Verma, taken to ground, and another tackle placed on him.
Great tackle by Mazarak.
Mazarak doing well to ensure that Verma, who's been one of Bond Beach's best, on the front edge of the centre square for Bond Beach. Fist down. Hurry boot to ball by Mazarak. Hutchison clever while under pressure. Tried to foot it out. Handball comes out from Fasalo. Had it slammed down by Hutchison. Now inside the centre square. Barging his way through as Wallace. Gets a hurried boot to ball. Scrambles towards half forward. Now there's a chance for Lockie Williams. His hand pass looking for Hutchison and slipped over. Here's Cracknell looking to burst through. His kick is partially smothered. Taken on the bounce by Bomb Beach. Feature hand pass out wide now. Good play by Gent. Kicks his team to half forward. Underneath it. Can't take the mark, the Sharks. Goes towards the boundary, and it's right over the line in front of our commentary position. The man flying was Sheldon Price. As the player goes down, Gents, I reckon he received one. Shaken and stirred he is, and there'll be a boundary throw. And I reckon he got one on the small of the back then, Kev.
Yeah, I think so. He got up pretty gingerly.
So just one goal this quarter, YCW. 46 plays 35. Boundary throw in. Tap down. Here's an opportunity now for Bomb Beach to go forward. They can't. Devenant holding up his opponent in Verma. They've had a ding-dong struggle. Hewlett doing the ruck work now is Black of YCW wearing 68. Ball finds its way inside the centre square. Jai Coughlin's in there trying to keep control of the situation for the Stone Cats, and it'll be thrown up again attacking side of the wing. Overcast conditions, muddy conditions, typical winter's day. Tapped down by Hewlett, under pressure and losing control of it. McDonald just trying to find his way back up to 7 weeks out. Gee, that was nearly throwing the ball against Muzarak. Close to the boundary again in front of our commentary position. Gill got a hand pass out to Cracknell. Slips the tackle back to Gill. Hurried boot to ball. Play on. It was touched. McDonald has it. He weaves around one opponent. He got met late. Kicks long to full forward. Barry's here. Did he take a one-hander? I reckon he did under pressure. Great face-saving mark by Barry in the last line of defence at the social club room's end of the ground. That was good stuff as he spots up a teammate with a beautiful kick at centre half back.
Yeah, it's a sensational mark by Barry, just holding him out with one arm and marking the ball.
That was Credlin. He kicks towards the wing. And away they go again. Mark taken by Barry. Gets the hand pass off to Fontaine on the outside. La Fontaine kicks to half forward. Street drop the mark. Has a chance to keep it alive. Does well to soccer it in the direction of his teammate who kicks the goal. And they get another one despite almost making an absolute meal of it. And another one to King, who's kicked 4. And his team get a handy break in this third quarter with the breeze. But again, they had to work very hard for that. They're 7-10-52 to 5-5-35. The margin 17 points.
Yeah, King crumbing real well today. He's working well at the feet of Street. Does quite well. He's normally plays in the reserves, but when he comes up, you can always count on him to kick 1 or 2. And he kicked 4 today, so it'll be hard to drop him next week.
Certainly would. Shows the depth of this club. It's keeping their opponents at arm's length, but I reckon they'll need at least another one. A little bit of drizzle, which has not been with us since about the early stages of the reserves game, where the rain was coming in sideways. Driving rain it was. It's this mistling rain that a former colleague of mine at the ABC, Jim Maxwell, used to refer to Melbourne's rain as many moons ago. One of the great commentators of all time. Ball will be thrown up in the middle of the ground once again.
It's starting to get a little bit chilly up here.
Gent unable to get hold of the footy. Tap down again. Hewlett. Hurried boot to ball again by Bond Beach. And Barry, who's been pretty solid across half backs, has done his job again. Takes the mark. Holds his opponents up. His kick into the middle of the ground is a ripper. Taking the mark, wearing the blue boots is Engwin. Engwin has it on the wing. Inside the centre square. Kicks YCW inside 50. Almost a good mark to Hughes. He brings it to ground level. Bomb Beach under the pump. The forward pressure pretty good by the Stone Cats. Right on attacking 50. And it'll go out of bounds near the YCW dugout as we are under pressure. But they do keep it in play with a high kick. When I say under pressure, because we're a little bit blinded. But a hurried kick comes up and then it's knocked over the boundary line about 10 metres around from YCW's goal.
I think McDonald's just been told to move on ball for 5 minutes.
Does Coggo normally match up with him, Kev?
Yeah, I think so. I normally match up on him, but since when I don't play, yeah, him. Craig Nankervis used to match up on him as well a little bit.
52 to 35. The high kick comes out and Price put himself in the position to mark. He couldn't quite hang on to it. Just clearing defensive 50. As Kyle Hutchison gives us a little bit of a wave. One of the veterans of this team. His lookalike next to him, Ben Rayner. Little kick is intercepted by Wallace. Got a hand pass now to La Fontaine, who drives it long inside 50. The umpire's deemed a free kick. As Shem Barry goes up a little bit too early. Douglas takes the free kick for Bond Beach. Heads to the outer side of the ground. Finds Dennis Lane. Dennis Lane in short to Sykes. Two of the better users for the Sharks, but they've been held goalless in this quarter. 17 points in arrears. The kick to centre half back's a pretty good one. And an opportunity now to load up for Bond Beach. The kick to Cracknell. Cracknell that holds in the air for a long time. He marks at half back on the commentary side of the ground. Still inside defensive 50. He'll kick down the line again. Barry standing his ground, and he allows Ongarella to get across a mark, even though the umpire believes there may have been a shepherding here against Barry, a block, and the free kick will go the way of Standing, who was trying to get involved in that marking contest but couldn't. So another undisciplined act by the Stone Cats. He kicks now to Hewlett. Hewlett will do well to switch to Dennis Lane, who's just mopped up getting it. But he hasn't really hurt the Stone Cats because he's got most of his footy at half back. He kicks a good one to a sliding McDonald. McDonald will kick into the pocket, and that's an excellent kick and an opportunity for a shot at goal, and they need this through Verma, who, as I say, has been terrific today in the right forward pocket.
Such a dangerous kick, McDonald, going to the forward 50. Kick 50 metres off 1 foot. I thought Byron was a bit stiff with that free kick. I thought he tried to hide that block well. Obviously not well enough.
No. These umpires have been whistle happy. So that's why you could say they've been consistent. This shot is not good. Missing to the right-hand side in front of the past players and quite a big crowd. Many have decided to stay upstairs in these magnificent social club rooms. I can understand why. It's pretty cold here. Ongarella to inbound with that awkward kicking style, which is effective enough. 52 plays 36. Debenham has it at half back. He kicks straight down the middle. Black's the target. Has to punch in the end. Players at ground level are all Bond Beach. They can't get a hand pass out. Going in hard for Salo. Tries to lend support. And the umpire says, I'll take it, boys, as Rayner was keeping them honest as well for YCW. It's thrown up. The rain is getting a little bit heavier. Hutchison will win it at ground level. Got the hand pass out, and I think Debenham was held when he wasn't in possession. He'll take the free kick as Hutchison's hand pass was a bit too slick, but Debenham did well to hold his ground and ensure he stayed in front of Bailey in that contest on the edge of the centre square. On the wing, he'll launch towards half forward. Hutchison's there through the hands of Rayner. Goes to the back and goes close to the boundary. And in fact, it's out of bounds.
That's Wagner, not Rayner as well, Dan.
So change being made. Looks like Credlin's coming off.
Lockie Williams coming on.
Yeah. Boundary throw-in. 55 metres out from YCW's goal at the Junior Football Club end of the ground here at Shark Park. Big pack forming, and the umpire says that's going nowhere. Players scrambling everywhere to get in control of it, crawling all over it. Rayner in there, number 29 for YCW. Thrown up once more. Black doing some ruck work. Beats Hewlett, who's been line-hearted today. It's socket forward again, and socket again by Angwin. Hand pass comes out in the direction of Hutchison, but he can't do much with it. He's held up once more as Trent Dennis Lane wants to get on. And he puts his hands out and says, come on, I need to get on. Need to get on quickly. He's been terrific today. It's tapped down again. Here's an opportunity for the Stone Cats. Waiting at the back is Coughlin. Had the kick run down. It was affected. On hands and knees. Good play by McDonald. And there'll be a free kick. And it'll be taken by Douglas. Douglas kicks to 1-on-1. But they've got numbers at the back, YCW. And players are held up. As they're doing well to come across, aren't they, in the defensive contest or the marking contest at the moment. YCW, Kev, they know that they've got to be disciplined and they've got to make sure that if there's a contest, there's at least 2 men there as it comes down to Angwin inside attacking 50. Hurry kick came out from Williams. Slips now to Devon and put his head down. Should have nearly got a free kick, had it taken off. Cleared out of defence by the Stone Cats. Straight down the middle and lucks a fortune with that kick. And the mark taken by Verma, who's been superb. Quick hands to Gent. Gent handballs now to Sykes. Sykes straight through the middle. They need a goal before 3/4 time. They trail by 16 points. Loose ball at centre half back. Trying to clear it are the Stone Cats. Their defence working feverishly. Ongarella involved in the contest. Good play, Casey, to allow Gent to come through. His kick to McDonald is superb. It stands his ground. Opposed to Coughlin. An excellent mark in the right forward pocket.
Oh, kid, well, I like that.
No, I don't like it at all. Shane McDonald, very good on the ground, very good in the air. It's quite hard to match up on.
Vice-like, isn't he?
Yeah, it's very. It's hard to. If you put a stronger play on him, he's going to beat him on the ground. If you put someone light, he's just going to outmuscle him. So, yeah, just too good for Coughlin then.
Very important member of this side. His first game for a couple of months. This is an important kick, and he's not able to kick it. And Steve Hughes hangs his head right in front of us. Big let off.
Just stab that kick. Really
he did.
Kick through it.
He did. 5-7-37 to 7-10-52. Margin 15 points close to half time.
First game in 7 weeks. weeks to be stiffing you up in this weather.
And the back into plays a great kick, and Butland marks at half back in the long sleeves. That was a beautiful clearing defensive kick to the commentary side, or the scoreboard side of the ground, which we're in. Kicks towards the wing, all crunching hard as Black in the marking contest. Got the handball out, and players taken to ground. It's Rayner thrown down unceremoniously, Kev.
Yes. Butland kicked long there, went sort of to the middle of the ground, really needed to be closer to the boundary.
Rain gets it out. Devenham the fresh air. Bailey, cuting little kick, trying to rein it in one hand was Chant, he couldn't, and then he's met by the cavalry. One of them is La Fontaine, and coming the other way is Angwin, and they hold him up. So it's 3/4 time. And let's check the score. It's 7-10-52, the score of the Frankston YCW team, and 5-6-36 is Bomb Beach, so it's a 16-point lead. They kicked 2 goals to none that quarter with the breeze. Is it enough, Kev, going into the final quarter? Bomb Beach coming home at the breeze, which again isn't strong, but they probably need 3 goals to none, don't they?
Yeah, I think if Bomb Beach can come out and kick the first couple goals, it'll put a lot of pressure on the younger YC guys. But if YC can come out and kick the first couple of goals, and I reckon if history shows us that Bomb Beach might put their heads down.
Well, it'll be interesting to hear what the 2 coaches have to say. We'll endeavour to get out to the middle very, very soon. So it's a 16-point lead, 7-10-52 to 5-6-36. And Glenn Carter, our boss, is going to go out to the middle of the ground and see if he can hear what both coaches have to say. What would you do if you're Steve Hughes? I mean, they're just going to go for it, don't they?
Yeah, I definitely think so. They just need to go through the middle, play attacking footy, because if they go back and play defensive, then they're not going to win it. So they've got the wind, but the wind isn't going to just do it for them.
No, it's not. And it's a big game for YCW because they'll stay inside the top 5. They know the Bombers are coming, and they know the Pines are coming.
Both teams very hungry for a win, not winning for over a month.
What would it mean to the club? I mean, you're so used to winning, having not won for a long time. Will this be as good a win as the club's had for some time? And it won't be a premiership win, but will it be one of the better home and away wins for a few years?
I think so, especially if it's tight. I think we all know that we're not, not YC know that they're not playing the best footy that they can. They're playing good footy with the stocks that they've got, but a win today would cement our spot in the top 5. And they've all got belief that they can still win, and they're still not favourites, but we're still a red hot chance to win the premiership. So a win now would just keep that, that dream alive of winning 5 in a row. Now that Ashley Eames has retired,
5 in a row would be a wonderful effort, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Wayne Cap's taken a long time to come out to his players. Does he use the board a lot? And what's he big on? He's big on the stats, is he, in regard to the 1%ers, the smothers, the centre clearances? Not that they're the 1%ers, they're vital, of course, aren't they? Winning the stoppages, the inside 50s.
Clearances is a massive one. Exits outside 50, unbroken exits from our defensive 50.
Unbroken exits. I haven't even heard that AFL terms.
Oh, so
I mean, there are just different stats all the time, aren't there?
Yeah, I think it's just aimed at having good ball movement and not necessarily just going long down the line or quick kicking, having control of our ball movement.
Well, the experienced midfielders of YCW saying to get on top, aren't they? La Fontaine's been good. Debenham's certainly had a bit of the footy. Lockie Wallace was quiet early, started to will his way into the game, didn't he? He's been excellent. I like the game, I love it. He plays like his father, doesn't he? Just reliable half-back flanker who does the job, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely. I think our backs have been real reliable. When the ball's coming in high, players they've got trust in each other to come across off their opponent, come help out, and they're reading the ball well.
They sure are. So it is 3/4 time. Steve Hughes is addressing his team.
Be interesting to see McDonald spending the last 5 minutes on ball. With they throw him on ball to start the game.
Wouldn't you play him up forward? If he's running out of gas, he hasn't had much match practice for 2 months, wouldn't you just play him forward one out
Yeah.
and try and get a mismatch down there and hope that the midfielders, and I think they need Dennis Lane up the ground. I mean, he's getting a lot of footy, but he's getting a lot of footy at half back, and I know his foot skills at this level are pretty good, but he's not really hurting YCW enough, is he? Because he's at least a kick and a half out.
Yeah, I think so, and they need an option. So I think if they put Dennis Lane up forward and throw McDonald on ball, I think McDonald hasn't really had much of an impact on today's game. So missing 7-8 weeks of football, he's only played 5 minutes on ball. I think you could afford to throw him on ball for a little bit and get your team going.
Glenn Carter has been having listened to Steve Hughes. Glenn, what do you have to say?
They're up and about Bomb Beach. They're right, well and truly in this. The message is win the first 8 minutes, outnumber them at every contest for the next 8 minutes. They know this ground better than YCW do. They're up and about. They're ready for this, and they think they can do it.
Well, it'll be a big win for them, wouldn't it? We'll check the scores of the other games too, because there are a few upsets on the cards. We saw Edith Val Aspendale 20 points down to Mornington at half time. And we saw the Pines leading Mount Eliza, which would be Mount Eliza's second defeat in a row.
Yeah.
What do we got, Kev?
Edith Vale now on top by 11 points. It's Edith Vale 8-4-52 to Mornington 6-5-41.
Well, they've kicked 6 goals to 1 in that quarter.
Yeah, I thought that that might be the case. Just a slow start for them, so they're well on top now. Pines Mount Eliza. Pines have come back. Bridge the gap. It's Mount Eliza 6-6-42 to Pines 6-10-46.
Well, that's a very tight game. We'll check second division shortly as well, because I know Langwarren were going well in their match against Coringal, which was a vital game for them to keep their finals chances alive. Rye were also looking to stay in the finals hunt. They were taking on Hastings and led by 4 goals at half time, and Red Hill were in front of Chelsea, and Dramana were just staying afloat of Somerville, and the bottom 4 also playing each other, and they were close games. And of course, interest in the Petersdale match with Drew Petrie, the former North Melbourne and Eagles player, played over 330 league games as a guest player for the Petersdale Panthers today. Last quarter underway. Rain gets it down, and straight away there's a kick out of the middle by Bond Beach towards half forward. Barry got a hand on it, tapped it down to Wallace. He fed a hand pass further afield to Williams. Back to Barry. Barry kicks down the ground on the left. Good play by Hughes to crunch the pack. Rayner's there, he can't take it cleanly. Rayner does, but his hand pass goes nowhere in a hurry. Overrunning it, Jackson Soul of Bond Beach, and Hughes is taken down also in a tackle right in front of our commentary position, true wing position. 16 points the lead, start of the final term, YCW up 52-36. The umpire says no holding, there wasn't. And a chance for Hutchison. In fact, it's Rayner who goes in head first. He gets the footy out. Good hands by Werner. The look away hand pass. He got it to Gent. Gent pushed in the side. Bumbles a kick to half forward. Bailey leads in the race, but might have taken his hands or his eyes off it as he was trying to charge away. And he wasn't able to on that occasion. He had Barry in pursuit and also Hines in pursuit. And it's thrown back into play inside the attacking 50 for the Sharks.
Just around the grounds, Dramana on top comfortably, 7-10-52 to 5-4-34. Kringle have bridged the gap. It's now 9-10-64 Langwarren to 8-4-52 Kringle.
So we'll get some more scores shortly as it's bumbled out by YCW. They couldn't get a clean possession on that occasion through Carpenter, but Dennis Lane does. He does well to tumble a kick towards half forward. But again, it's footed away by the eager YCW defence. They've got numbers coming, and it's 2-on-1 again, and they've won a lot of those battles, especially in the second half. And once more, Bennett, beaten by a couple of opponents, was unable to get a clean possession. It's taken over the boundary on the outer side.
Red Hill comfortably beating Chelsea 10-5-65 to Chelsea 4-4-28.
They've got to be nearly premiership favourites now. 37 points. They're belting. They're not just beating teams, Kev. They're belting teams at the moment. And they've got this big percentage, which will be around 160 at the end of this round.
And then Rye still on top over Hastings 10-7-67 to Hastings 5-12-42.
Their issue's been the last quarter. It'll be a great win for Wright. Keep their chances alive. Still think that 4 in a row will be a problem. The hand pass came out to Vassallo from the ruck contest. And it spills free to LaFontaine. Kicks to half forward. His target is Street. 1, 2, 3. Gee, he held his ground nicely. Great mark, Lockie Street. He takes the mark at right half forward. 60 from goal on the outer side. I think he's too far out, isn't he? He's going to take his time here. It'll be a slippery ball. It'll be a heavy ball. I mean, you played a lot of footy in the wet and the mud. What's it like kicking a heavy ball, particularly in the last quarter compared to maybe the first minute when you get a touch?
Yeah, it's hard. The ball just drops out of your hands and drops much quicker. And it hurts your foot as well, and that is a great mark by Bailey Angwin.
Yes, he leads into the pocket. He's still on a very acute angle, about a 45-degree angle. He's 17 years old, this youngster. Played a few games for the Dandenong Stingrays, coached by Craig Black in the TAC Cup. He kicks long towards the goal square. Big pack forming. No one can take the mark. Street's there. He was waiting by, and it's pushed over the boundary by the Bond Beach defence, who are under pressure once more, trailing by 16 points, opening a few minutes of the final quarter. And it'll be thrown back into play.
YC just need to lock it in there, forward 50 here, and waste a bit of time on the clock.
Hughes nearly got it in his opponent's back. Chance for LaFontaine. Dennis Lane did well to get a little kick out of the pack. Carpenter feeds a hand pass over the top. Kick down the line by Bond Beach, but there's no one home. The big fellow Rain takes the mark. Just threw it on the boot, hoping for the best. The best wasn't good enough. Big Rain does well. The kick came from Stanning, and he kicks towards half forward. Fumbling it is Bailey of Bond Beach. Rayner's taken in a tackle, got the hand pass out. The umpire said, no, I'm going to ball it up, even though Rayner had done well in to be swung around nearly 360 degrees to get his hands free, to get that hand pass out in a vice-like tackle. Hewlett taps it down again. Stanning is there, and he lays a good tackle on Butland. Picked up by Bailey, close to the boundary. Kick is partially smothered. The big man, Rain had to bend down a long way. Pinched by Gent of Bond Beach. Now they're on the move. Taken by Renouf. Gil Renouf kicks long to fall forward. Looking for McDonald. Fisted away by Coghlan. What a battle that is. Two old heads and hands down there. Taken in the end by YCW. A kick towards the contest, and S couldn't take the mark. Off hands, shaking the tackle. Gill off the edge of the boat. He kicks the goal. They needed that, Bond Beach. They kept it alive inside 50, and they cut the margin. 6-6-42. YCW 7-10-52. They just, on that occasion, YCW Keva unable to kill the contest inside defensive 50.
Yeah, I know. That was a bad kick, either by Lovett or Hennis, deciding to go inside and just putting a loopy kick on. The three Bond Beach players that swarmed on him. That should have been a clearing kick to the boundary. So a good start for Bond Beach.
I think it was Lovett. So cast dispersions, he's been pretty solid today. So the pressure's on. They've lost a way to win. Tap down again. Rain cannot clear it. When I say they've lost the will to win, they lost the belief to win. Not the will to win, that's the wrong word. Belief to win, both these two teams. So who's going to be able to find a way here? Tap down. Gee, well, Verma did a Toby McLean or Joel Sell, and I hate it. They buckled at the knees, but he gets the free kick for getting one high. He's been pretty good today. He's certainly been very industrious in the middle of the ground. High ball towards half forward. No one can mark. At the back, Barry allows the ball to Jaffrey. Taken by Wallace. Throws it on the boot. Big Hughes is there with the man bun. Can't take it cleanly. Close to the boundary for Solo's been solid today for Bond Beach. Got the hand pass out to Gent. Gets the arms free. Handball now in the direction of Gent again. He kicks inside 50, but standing his ground and taking a comfortable mark is Hines. Told to play on. Has to kick backwards, and luckily making it good as Lovett in the last line of defence. Sheldon Price also involved there for Bond Beach. On the left foot, he kicks towards the half-back flank on the outer side. 3-on-1 favouring Bond Beach. They win possession through Bailey. He thought about a hand pass. He'll square it up. The umpire said he ran too far.
I thought that was a bit stiff.
Oh, well, he was in two minds of whether to deliver it or not. But I didn't think he ran the required distance. So Coghlan gets a lucky break for YCW and pops the short pass out to Ongarello, who marks at half-back again. He's been pretty solid, Chris Ongarello.
As always.
Love that kicking style. Kicks towards the wing, but it'll be intercepted by Gil Renouf, who's certainly been one of his team's best today. He kicks to half forward. Bailey backtracks, attacking side of the wing. Takes the mark. 70 from goal. His team Bond Beach down by 10 points. Bailey will measure the kick towards half forward. It's an excellent kick. And the mark taken by McDonald. McDonald at right half forward, wants to play on, gets the Shepherd to kick long. He kicks very long, but slightly inaccurately right hand side of behind. 6-7-43 to 7-10-52.
Mornington EDS scores a level, 10-7-67 apiece.
Scores level between Mornington and EDS. EDS had a big third quarter. They kicked 6 goals to 1, but Mornington fighting back brilliantly in what would be a major upset. Nice kick out by the Stone Cats and a big strong mark taken by the big frame of Rain. 9 points the lead, 52 to 43 in favour of YCW. Yet to score in the final quarter. Kicking down the line, and Rayner grabs the mark in front of his opponent. He's unsure what to do. He will go down the line with a short left foot kick. And they'll keep it going on that outer side of the ground. Coughlin receives it. He kicks now towards half forward and getting away straight. Beautiful distance on that kick by Jai Coughlin. Just a bit of experience there by the skipper. And he finds Street, but he's locked in that right forward pocket. Kicking to the social club room's end of the ground. And he's thinking about going for an inboard pass. He should just try and kick it to the teeth of goal. He kicks it to the teeth of goal, across the face, and through for the first score of the last quarter. No, in fact, it goes out of bounds, right across the face. I thought it might have just snuck through. And the lead is still 9 points, 7-10-52 to 6-7-43. YCW in front.
Good little play by YC, just moving it nice and calm out through the back line, and then after making it past 50, getting it in quick and long.
Quick kick, comes out to Bailey, gets the hand pass now to Cracknell. Cracknell hard on the boundary, kicks to the wing, but camped all on his own. Ongarello has been terrific again today. What a good defender he is. Ongarello with that left foot kick, kicks towards half forward. No mark taken, Debenham tackled late, then Rayner brings his opponent to ground and a brilliant tackle. Turnover vital against Stanning. He was just a bit slow and was unaware that Rayner was right on his hammer and tack. He squares it right across the quagmire, and the mark is taken by Coughlin. It's not really a quagmire, I just like using that word. That's what we used to play many moons ago when I was a young
Beach need
kid.
to get on top of these spares.
Kicks
They're running
towards
everywhere
half
on
forward,
the line.
and it's a nice kick by Coughlin. It finds the boundary, which is what YCW want as they hang on to a 10-point lead. The only goal of the last quarter so far to Bond Beach. As Casey gets ready to come on, there might be 3 changes made here. Gent, who's been pretty good in the second half, also getting ready to come on. Boundary throw-in. Hewell at the tap. Dennis Lane, he had to do a U-turn while he's under pressure. It was tapped down to him. Hand pass almost run down. They've got to try and get themselves out of trouble. At half-back, Bailey. He was upended as he got his boot to ball, as there was an attempted smother looking for Stanning, but the boundary line was too close. It'll be thrown back into play. True wing position outer side of the ground. GameFace's coverage of the big First Division match between Bomb Beach and Frankston YCW. Both teams needing a win. Thrown back into play. Tap down. Hand pass comes out cleverly by Bond Beach, but YCW again able to close it up, but not very far. Only as far as Stanning. Stanning in short. That's a terrible kick. Getting a hand on it was LaFontaine, but Dennis Lane does well. It fell to him, and waiting at the back was Bailey. Bailey plays on quickly. He's got numbers at centre half forward, and waiting at the back. The mark's taken. Bond Beach have a chance here through Jacob Flannery. It was a beautiful kick. He switched it, and Flannery's virtually directly in front, 30 metres out, and he can cut the margin to 4 points.
That was Dennis Lane, Dan. He's just been so good today.
Superb, isn't he, Glenn? Just reading the play magnificently.
Three-quarter
This is an important kick. It's straight through the middle. Bond Beach can smell something special here at home. And the Sharks, they're biting hard as they close the margin to 4 points. 3 points. 7-8-50. 7-10-52, I should say, to 7-7-49.
YC just need to really stem the momentum that Bomb Beach has at the moment.
Excellent mark, wasn't it, running into space?
Laney's pushed away.
Langwarrin leading Kringle by 19 points in second division, 78 to 59. They need to win that. Tybe leading Crib Point by 11 points. Dramana in front of Somerville by 4 goals. Ball's not going to come out of that contest from the ruck exchange. Still Pearsdale in front of Devon Meadows. Red Hill beating Chelsea by 31 points. And Rye going to beat Hastings. They lead by 39 points and a big win for Rye. Spills out of the middle to Gent. Gent kicks his team. Von Beach back inside 50. McDonald leading in the race. Beats Coughlin. Gets the Shepherd. Turns around. Kicks long to full forward. Getting back. There should be a free kick for a shove in the back to Lovett. He didn't take the mark. And the free kick's against Gil Renouf. He kicks down the line. It's a nice kick. And Black should mark, and he does, to try and stem the tide. Still on defensive 50. 13 minutes played in the last quarter. It's a 3-point lead to YCW. They've been in front all day. Kick to the wing. Hughes got up a little bit too early and then brings it to ground and locks it in just behind the wing for the Stonecats. Goalless in the last quarter. Mind you, Bomb Beach were goalless in the third quarter. 52 to 49. YCW in front. Tapped down by Hutchison, who's battled hard. Again, a good contest by both teams. Handball on the up. Came out from LaFontaine. They can't clear congestion though. YCW is again keeping them honest. The Bond Beach mids and defenders. Vasalo's been one of the better players for mine for Bond Beach today. Thrown up again. Hewlett's been great. He goes hard. And it's thrown to ground. So big job for Kev Lilac to give his votes. 3, 2 and 1.
Take those rose-coloured glasses off, Kev.
Thrown up on the wing, getting high, winning it down Black, and again another stoppage. No, free kick going. Oh, well, I can't believe there's a free kick for holding the ball. Hewlett, good tackling against Hutchison. I cannot believe that, but he gets the free kick because I didn't believe Hutchison could have got rid of it. Gent does well. They're on the way out to Seoul. Seoul's held up in a contest. Has to tap it on. He does. Taps it over the top. Trying to burst through. Seoul gets it back. Kicks high to full forward. Barry's reading it best. Can't take the mark. He may clear from defence. The big fellow Barry will kick quickly and kick badly as it goes towards the boundary and it's out of bounds. And it's going to be a throw in on the wing. They don't give delivered here, do they?
Bomb Beach bench calling for
No,
it.
not at all.
Play well then, Barry just took it on. 52 to 49. Thrown back into play. Good contest again. Hewlett knocks it down. In the road, Lovett. Under pressure, threads a hand pass. Oh, gee, that's got to be very, very poor tackling by Stanning as he just clambered into the face and the body of the hard-nosed Lockie Wallace. He'll take the free kick just behind the wing and he'll slow down and just get his breath back. The umpire checking. And the wind has dropped too, according to our wind dropping expert. And Lockie Wallace with the ball just behind the wing. Kicks towards half forward. Here's Hughes. Can't mark in front. Black. The umpire said no. A couple of players had a quick hand pass towards LaFontaine. Getting a hand in. Comes out to Gent. It came from Seoul and Gent is taken in a great tackle by Hutchison. Leading from the front. 52 to 49. YCW still in front. Goes in short, not a great kick. Lovett did well to make it a contest, beating Seoul right on the wing. Handball's back now to Hutchison. Looks to take them on. Bailey's got him. Just got the hands free. Got the hand pass out to Butland. Handball's now towards Lovett. As the surface shifted, he almost slipped over. Now it falls to Ongarello and gets it wide. And Credlin marks in front of our commentary position and also in front of Steve Hughes, the coach of Bond Beach. Kicks to half forward. Good contest. Street at the drop, a chance, but the kick was smothered. Couldn't get boot to ball there. YCW, and again good play by Bond Beach from sure goes nowhere. Nick King, who's been the goal sneak with 4, had the kick slammed down as he was waiting on the outside, sharking it, and it'll be thrown up.
The ball's like a bar, so they just couldn't pick it up.
Well, all you do is you just soccer it forward unscientifically. I know that's easier said than done. See, that could have been a free kick against Bond Beach for a player sliding into the back. That was Seoul. May have slided into the back of a teammate who gets up. He's a bit sore, or an opponent, I should say. Tap down again, and that was Lockie Street who received the attention from Seoul. And it's out of bounds inside attacking 50. YCW wanted there. 52-49. Nail-biting stuff. In our first match last week, we had a nail-biter. A little bit higher scoring. Conditions a bit better. Edith Val Aspendale came from behind to win. And Hughes, again at times, he just gets a bit undisciplined, Kevin. He's throwing Hewlett down. It's a 50-metre penalty. I reckon there's been about 12 or 13 of them, and most of them have gone against Frankston YCW. Back-chatting the umpire is the wrong thing to do, and who knows how important this particular penalty will be, as Hewlett is virtually in the centre of the ground. He's unsure what to do. He will kick towards half forward, 1-on-2. Again, a good contest, slips to the back. Barry grabs it, kicks down the line to Street, makes a good contest, shoves it away again, goes in hard. He's got 2 or 3 to beat. Towards the boundary, picked up by Barry, slips the tackle, handballs along the ground. Taken now by Hughes. Hughes is too slow. He who hesitates is lost. Now they're away. Solar handbar through the middle of the ground. Taken very quickly. High ball by Stanning. Kicks long to full forward. Dennis Lane! Dennis Lane at the back has got the mark. The turnover was huge. And Trent Dennis Lane, who has been absolutely outstanding today, kept his team in it early. Can put his team in front for the first time as we enter time on in the last quarter.
He'll kick this, Dan.
I would think he is an absolute certainty to kick his first goal today and 26th of the season.
Shem Barry just hesitated with the ball there. Should have got either.
Straight after this goal.
Should have got a kick up forward or find a free
Starting
quickly.
to rain too. I said Hughes, it was Shem Barry. He's the other one wearing the man bun or the ponytail. So Trent Dennis Lane to put his team in front. He does! They're in front. 8-7-55. YCW 7-10-52. And who knows, YCW could be outside the top 5 for the first time in a long time in the next 8 minutes or so. How do they win it from here, Kev, when they've been unable to win for 5 weeks?
They need to be getting the ball forward quickly and winning the clearances. And can't be undisciplined like that, giving away the silly free kicks in the ruck and then back chatting it to the umpires. Surely by now they know that the umpires aren't going to take anything, so you just don't talk to them. And I think Cappy will be very upset with Husey with that one.
Bit of a history, Kev, of doing that sort of stuff.
Yes.
Thrown up in the middle. 3 goals to none this quarter by Bond Beach. It's taken again by Sykes. Sykes shoved, but gets a kick on the left. Kicks to half forward. No mark taken. I reckon the defence of YCW have held up well, but they have the ball pinched. Kicking into bodies though, as it's attacking side of the centre square for Bond Beach. A hurried kick. Trying to get up and mark. No one can for YCW. Slips down now to Bailey, who's been very good for Bond Beach. Kicks inside 50. Off hands. Waiting at the back. Barry goes back. Holds it up. Bond Beach have got it where they want it. 30 metres out from the goal that they are attacking. 21 minutes played in the final quarter. 3 goals to none this quarter. 8-7-55 Bond Beach in front for the first time. 7-10-52 YCW. Even the Dogs happy. Quick kick comes out of the pack. Good play by YCW. But again, they've got the numbers, and I reckon Carpenter's been superb. He's been impassable across half-back. Kicks Bond Beach towards half-forward. Black couldn't take the mark. Off hands again. Standing kicks high to full forward. No mark taken. Loose ball. Foot race at half-back. They've got to try and clear it and get it outside their defensive 50. But they're under pressure, YCW. Bond Beach's forward pressure great. And they hold it up just inside the boundary. In fact, outside the boundary. 40 around from the goal. They're attacking at the Junior Football Club oval end of the ground.
Bond Beach with all the momentum as rain starts to come down heavy again.
Yes, boundary throw in. Tap down. Off hands. Hurry boot to ball. Rainer's in front. Takes the mark. That should be 50. He had it knocked away. If the umpires are being legitimate, they give 50 for that. Because Price was never a chance of being involved in that contest. High kick. Good play to knock it down towards the front of the pack. By Manane has been pretty good today for Bond Beach. They've had a lot of heroes, and it'll be thrown in again. 55 plays 52, approaching 22 minutes in the final quarter. Throw in again. Boundary umpire. She's doing a wonderful job. Rain taps it down to the advantage of YCW. Oh, Carpenter runs into a couple of tackles. One of them is Rayner. He drops it like a hot spud. And a free kick to Rayner at half forward. They want a hot spud shortly. He kicks into the pocket. Can't take it cleanly. Is Street. Couldn't clean it up off the deck. Picked up by Bond Beach, now Street gets it again, kicks to full forward off hands. Here's a chance now for a shot at goal. They've got it. A hurried shot at goal by Frankston YCW, and they've kicked it. Gee, they needed that. And they've put it through, and they're back in front. That was Bailey Engwin. He's kicked it from the goal square, and they're back in front.
They are, and my heart is beating a little bit slower now.
Well, he made something out of nothing then. He did a wonderful job just to get his boot to ball from the goal square. He's only 17 years old, but he thought quickly. And they've kicked one against the trend and against the flow. 8:10:58 to 8:7:55. The Stone Cats back in front. Tap down Crane, allowing his teammate through. Had it, the kick smothered. Wallace comes out now again to Carpenter. His kick was also partially blanketed on the wing on the outer side. And again, a big pack forming, big contest. And the umpire says, give it to me as the rain gets a bit heavier.
Either team just really need to get it forward now. Get it forward and lock it down.
Looking forward to coming on again. 3-1 in favour of Bomb Beach to score to the tap down. And again going nowhere. Wallace held up once more in a stinging tackle placed on him.
Mornington beat Edith by a goal. 6 points up.
Mornington in front of Edithvale Aspendale by a goal. Big upset there. Could have been a big upset here as Vassallo kicks to half forward for the Bomb Beach team. Coghlan was tackled, lost control of it, may have squeezed a 1 metre kick in. Ongarella's kick goes nowhere. Bailey a chance at half forward. Good work by the YCW defence to close it down and ensure it goes nowhere. Right on attacking 50. It is nail-biting stuff, nerve-wracking stuff. 3-point lead for Frankston YCW in this outstanding competition in First Division at the moment. 3-point lead. And again, there's a ball up, and it'll be held up once more. Good play by Sheldon Price. Later tackle for Bond Beach. It's tapped down again. Again, they try and clear it. Rayner got his hands free. Got it out to Williams, or Williams was, I think, shoved in the back. England had the kick smothered. Picked up again. Hurried kick came from Hogan. Kicks towards half forward. Good defence again by YCW. They'll kick it around the outer side of the ground, but it might come back again. High ball from Hogan. Hogan kicks it long. Maybe one last chance. Again, a big fist towards the boundary by Credlin of YCW. In the road. Geez, a hard nut. Vassallo does well. Coghlan close to the boundary. Got it down to LaFontaine. LaFontaine kicks high, but only as far as Sykes. Sykes plays on quickly. Kicks low and flat inside 50. No mark taken. In fact, I think that they'll say that Lovett was in best contention to try and mark it. He was taken to the ground in a tackle, couldn't hang on to it. The umpire says, I'll throw it up. Inside attacking 50 for Bomb Beach. They're pressing their trail by 3 points. They've been behind most of the day. They hit the lead for a couple of minutes. The kick will come back though. High kick comes in towards full forward from standing, and there's a mark in the goal square. There's a mark in the goal square to Bond Beach. It's an outstanding mark by Trent Dennis Lane. He's been moved forward and he used his body. It fell right into his lap. The big kick came in, and that was from Douglas, who's been pretty solid in defence. He just drove it long, and one-on-one for Trent Dennis Lane on a reasonably acute angle, left forward pocket. This probably to win the game for Bond Beach. Could be 2 upsets in the First Division today.
PJ Credley wouldn't
27 minutes gone.
PJ Credley wouldn't be happy with that. Just absolutely out-muscled by Dennis Lane.
The match winner's gone forward to kick this goal from point blank range. He's kicked the goal. The Sharks are back in front. Four goals to 1. Nearly 27 minutes played. And the lead is 3 points. 9-7-61 to 8-10-58. It's been 4 goals to 1.
They got to get it in right now.
One last chance. Just got to get it out of the middle. Got a couple of loose men back in defence. Bond Beach. Tapped down by Crane. Shove forward is Simon! Bond Beach have won. Another loss to YCW. Bon Beach have won. They've scored in the last 45 seconds and they've got up. Won their second game in their past 6. And their supporters are delighted. Their past players are delighted. A big win and the YCW players slump in despair. They're going to be outside the top 5 tonight for the first time this season. And their bad run continues for YCW. The injury hit team, they battle hard. They led for most of the day. They lost the lead for 3 minutes. They got the lead back. And then Trent Dennis-Lane, who kicked 2 last quarter goals, found a way to get his team home. As we've got Glenn Carter with the coach, Steve Hughes. Glenn, I reckon you've got a pretty relieved man down there.
Oh, I've never seen him jump around like this. How proud are you of your boys?
I'm so proud of him. Like we just heart and soul today. You know, we're and YC, they're just a fantastic club, and we respect them so much, and it means a lot to us today because we've been working really hard. You know, we haven't had things go our way this year, but I just thought, you know, we play with real spirit and tenacity today. I couldn't be prouder.
I listened to you 3/4 time, and you guys, your tails were up. You knew you could do it. Yep. I listened to your message. I could see it in their eyes that they thought they were in with that chance, and out they went, and they gave you that 8 minutes, that first 8 minutes you asked for.
Yeah, they were just outstanding. Just every bloke, you know, everyone played their role, and that's probably been what I've been having a dip at the group about the last couple of weeks. You know, like we just haven't had the contribution from 22. We got that today, and we needed it. So, yeah, I'm over the moon.
Your mate Trent, I just thought he was outstanding. You had him in the ruck. Yes. He kicked the winning goal. Like, seriously, he was something else today.
Yeah, he was outstanding. And even, like, our VFL boys, they really had an impact. I thought Lockie Gilrenoof was outstanding. A young kid from the Stingrays, Lockie Stenning, 17 years old, you know, future of the club. So, yeah, really, really proud.
Jump in there and enjoy it, mate. Congratulations.
Cheers. Thanks, mate.
Well done to Steve Hughes and Bon Beach. 9-7-61 Bon Beach. And Frankston YCW 8-10-58. I know as an expert commentator you've got to try and look at it from both ends, but how does, just from a Frankston YCW perspective, how much does that hurt?
Yeah, I think the boys will be pretty disappointed with themselves. I think they were right in it to win the game, and to lose it with 30 seconds to go, they'll be pretty disappointed. But I think what they need to do, though, is not dwell over it. I think the boys just need to come back together and think about what they really want from the season. And yeah, hopefully we've got a week off next week, but hopefully they can come back against Bombers, who are in form at the moment. So it's going to be a tough few weeks for us.
You still believe, with the self-belief this team has, and if you can get your players back from injury, you're not going to get them all back. Painter certainly won't come back. And you've got enough players that have qualified and played enough games, those that have got VFL duties, that you can still make a play for it, considering you've been there so often before in the last 10 years?
Yeah, there's still a strong belief within the players. They know that they're not playing the best footy that they are. And there's still a strong belief that if they make top 5, we're still a red-hot chance. So at the moment, they know that we've got a lot of injuries. We can't do anything about it. Now all we need to do is make top 5 to give us a chance. Unfortunately today, didn't come away with the chocolates, but I'm sure the boys can come back from it.
I thought Bon Beach's defence was fantastic. The way, even in that third quarter, I know YCW kicked a couple of goals. They just held on, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Held on for dear life, and they marshalled the troops well, didn't they?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Trent Dennis-Lane playing loose and having a lot of influence on most of the game. And when the game was on the line, they threw him forward. So I thought that was a real good move from Hughesy. Yeah, all the defenders, they played pretty well. So.
Yeah, it was a good performance from them. They probably can't make the finals, but I mean, Dennis-Lane, he was terrific. I mean, he just showed his class, didn't he? I think in the end he thought, I've got to move forward, try and win us the game, and just a little bit too strong, a little bit too smart, and he was one of the main reasons. I mean, early on, maybe the mistake Wayne Cap made was that he thought he's getting a lot of the ball, but he's getting a lot of it in the back half. He's not really hurting us, but his field kicking was still pretty good.
Yeah, no, I think so. I thought he was real dangerous around. I know with his first or second kick, he kicking inside 50, and with someone with skills like that, you really need you really can't have them running around with no opponent.
So a good performance by Bon Beach, 9-7-61 to 8-10-58. We better check other scores. And Mornington have beaten Edith Bale Aspendale. It's a big upset, and Edie Asp have lost their 4th game of the season. Mornington a big win, and Simon Goose to be rapt about that as the battle continues for relegation. They won 73-67. Mount Eliza have come over the top of Pines and beaten them 75-57.
GameFace having a big game next week between Mount Isa and Mornington at Mount Isa on the Sunday, so that's going to be a cracker.
Yeah, it'll be fantastic because Mornington just starting to find form as it's getting harder for Seaford, isn't it, to try and avoid relegation. The Bombers beat them 86-51, and Sorrento 102-63 continue to be the team to beat. And as we said, Bomb beat 61, Frankston YCW 58. Second division is also very interesting. We've mentioned today the top 8 playing each other. Tyre beat Crew Point by 17 points in the battle between 11th and 12th. Dramana remain on top, having lost just one game for the year. They beat Somerville by 47 points. Coringal fought back well, but gave Langwarren too much of a start. Second loss in the past 3 for the Bulls, and Langwarren 3 wins in a row now, so 83-71. Pearcedale with Drew Petrie and Devon Meadows. We haven't got a final score in that match yet. And Drew Petrie playing for Pearcedale today in the battle between 9th and 10th. Red Hill thrashed Chelsea, and Red Hill have got to be, as we keep saying, premiership favourites. They're not only beating teams, they're annihilating them, and they've got this massive percentage. They've had a 37-point win over Chelsea. And Rye, that's a good win for them. They held on the last quarter. They still might rue those 4 losses in a row. I think the Devon Meadows one's the one that'll come back to bite them, and probably the Somerville one, but they've beaten Hastings by 4 goals. And Hastings, you'd have to say, Kev and Glenn, probably the most vulnerable team in the top 5. And a couple of weeks ago, we all thought done and dusted, and they might have been a big premiership threat.
Look, Hastings had it up. They were up against it because, Dan, I'm not sure if you thought about this, but their secret this week was the GameFace were down there on Thursday night. Your good self headed down the highway to Rye. You spoke to the players, you spoke to the coach, you spoke to the president. I think just your presence would have lifted them. Absolutely, 100%.
Well, if they needed my presence, Glenn, to win a game of football, Josh Moore's run out of ideas. But if I helped in one little iota with my great mate Jeff, going down the highway and having a chat to Mick, and Mick was pumped up for a big opportunity as he gets ready to go on his 55th footy trip in a row, the great Mick O'Rourke, who's president down there. And look, they're right back in the mix now. I mean, I still, as I say, I think the losing 4 in a row is going to cost them. But with Hastings just starting to falter, their percentage is still very good. The race is well and truly on, and this is why we like divisional football. I would have thought there are some that have been against it, but this is why we like divisional football, Kev, because the competition is tight in both grades, in both divisions.
Yeah, definitely, and that's what was put in there for. And you see teams outside the 5 beating teams inside the 5. It's fantastic, and as a player, I can honestly say that you come into each week not knowing whether you're going to win or lose. Like, obviously you go in there and you want to be win, but every game is going to be a hard game. And in the past, I know YC have been able to rest a few players towards finals, but
not this year.
Yeah, not this year. And I know other teams haven't been able to do that either. So no, it's a red hot and tight competition.
Well, Sorrento are 2 games clear. Mount Eliza are second, and third on the table, Edithvale Asmodale, who could have been. I still wonder whether their percentage is going to affect them because of the points situation. And then you've got, obviously, the massive battle for 4th and 5th. The Bombers have moved to 4th now with their win. You're still in the 5, you're 5th, because I said that before I knew the Pines score. That the Pines have beaten Mount Eliza, but you're still 5th. And Pines were overrun by Mount Eliza in the end, so they'll be disappointed with that. And they'll rue last week's loss, I think. And there's always matches in any football season and any competition where a result goes against you that's close that you should have won, that might cost you dearly, and last week might cost Pines, today might cost you guys. And then Bond Beach are a bit further behind, but it's the battle for relegation, which we'll see seem to be in trouble now, but Mornington were the ones that were under the gun about a month ago, and they've piled on 3 wins in their past 4 as they start to get some players back, and Simon Goosey is teaching them the way he wants them to play.
Yeah, it's really exciting that teams like Seaford and Rosebud and Mornington, who in previous years wouldn't have much to play for, well, not Rosebud because they were in the top 5, but every game is on the line, so they really need to put their best team in each week, and they really need to give it a red hot crack. There's no dead rubber games, because if they lose, their potential of going down a league.
Exactly. Well, it's been a terrific day. Really enjoyed it. Great win for the Bomb Beach Footy Club. A lot of their premiership heroes, the last premiership for them, they've won 3 all up, was 1984. They've been here today. They saw their team come home with a big last quarter. They took the lead. They lost the lead. They took the lead again. Trent Dennis Lane, 2 last quarter goals. King kicked 4 for YCW. Did a great job. But in the end, they probably didn't do enough with a slight breeze in the 3rd quarter, even though As I said, our win man told us the breeze had completely gone away in the last quarter, and they were just a little bit too solid. So a terrific result. Thank you, Kev. Great working with you today, and hopefully we do it again. Although I want to see you back out in the football field, and it's wonderful that you've joined us, and hopefully you're back playing footy really soon.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. 3-point win to the Bomb Beach Football Club over Frankston YCW, 61-58.